And so what was your first rap name?
I first started off, I wasn't even a rapper. You know, Capone from Capone and Noriega, Cayenne Ali. That's my first cousin. So growing up, me being in Flushing, I would go to Queensbridge for the weekend and go stay with him. And we both had DJ equipment, so we was both DJs. We was both DJs before we started rapping. And then going out to Queensbridge, being I was from Flushing, my name's Ramel. There was like two other guys named Ramel, so they started calling me Flush for Flushing. So as they broke it down, so yeah, so when the person be like, "Yo, Ramel's out here," they be like, "Which one?" So instead of them saying that, they be like, "Flush is out here," and you'll know it was me.
So then how did you add the royal to it?
Um, Gambling and women.
Gambling and women.
Gambling and women. Yes.
You want to elaborate on the women part? How did that?
Um, cause before the Royal was in, I think then we was somewhere and I had like maybe there was like four girls in a hotel with one with me or something like that. And I was saying flush, 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 and they was like, "Oh, Royal flush," and I think that came into play. And then
Damn, you was getting it like that? 4 of them?
I mean, you gotta realize that at like 13, 14, I probably had like 60, $70,000
Oh,
already from
damn.
street money. I'm already walking around with jewelry. I'm already driving a Jetta with rims on it. So yeah, I kind of grew up quick.
So being in the streets, hustling, right? You're such a young age. What is like, when did you learn that first hard lesson? Like, did you get locked up early on?
My first hard lesson was when the feds raided my crib and I wasn't home and they locked my grandmother up.
Oh man.
And my grandmother got in contact with one of the ladies' house I was at, and the cop said, "I'll let your grandmother go if you come home." And I said, "I'll be there in 2 minutes." So when I got upstairs to watch the feds in my house and raid my shit and find all the drugs in my crib and to see my grandmother arrested was kind of bugged out for me. So I told them to take the cuffs off of her and put them on me.
How old were you at the time?
14, 15.
I bet you nothing hurt more than that look of disappointment on her face, huh?
That was the worst. I couldn't breathe with that. That bothered me so much to see this lady that does so much for me in handcuffs.
Right. And so you're 14, you're going to juvie because selling narcotics, right?
Right. Well, no, let me tell a true story.
Okay.
One of my friends left his drugs in my house. I was kind of smart not to leave drugs in my house because I was with the older guys. Never, I used to put it in the incinerator room. But one of my friends spent the night before and left it in his sneaker. And when they raided my house, they found it in his sneaker.
Wow. So did you end up doing time for that?
Yeah, yeah. I did. That's when you're young. You do the 6 months, 4 months, six months probation or something like that. And my grandma was there on every visit. But you know, when you're young, you want to kind of experience jail. So it's like I wasn't scared to go. I wanted to be like, let me at least say I've been here one time. So it was a skid bid. Came right home, right back to the regular program.
What do you think about that? That mentality of like when you live in the inner city, it's almost like I can't wait to get to jail. Like, you know, like it's like almost like a rite of passage of being a man. Like when you think about it, right? Because you're a father now, like, and you have your kids, like to think that that's a state of mind that is being, you know, you're being conditioned with. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it was no other way to like let the streets know I'm that nigga. So you had to go through them trials and tribulations. Now all I need is the internet, and I could just look good on the internet and get 100,000 likes, and I'm that nigga.
Right.
But in my age, I had to. Yeah, I've been to jail twice. What you got on me? You know.
So would
So
you
I
say
had to
like
prove
that's
a
kind of
point.
like a early stage of clout?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right? Your reputation, right? It's kind of like,
yeah.
oh, you don't want to mess with him. Like he done been to jail 2 times already. Right? Like,
And then I was so cool, like nobody knew what to expect. Like, cause I done did some evil shit. But then you smile with me and you don't know what to expect. So a lot of people didn't know what they was gonna get. So they just kept it one way with me. So like if a person owe me money, he don't know what's gonna happen if he owes me money. So he won't owe me money. You know, like a person don't want to beef. You're not gonna take my jewelry because you don't know what's gonna happen to you and your family. You know, some dudes out there, they let their hand out. You know what they're gonna do, so you take that chance. With me, you don't know what's gonna happen.